Monday nights were never busy at the Bloody Mary Bar in Spokane, Washington, and this Monday was no different. There were 3 people occupying the dark spaces. 1, a man in slacks and a dress shirt. He was sitting at the bar, his tie loosened just enough to look hip but not messy. He had a 2-day beard growth on his face, and he was babying his 3rd gin and tonic. He kept nervously picking up his phone, as if to see if he'd somehow missed a phone call or a text. His hand, twisting his glass, round and round, as he looked down into whatever abyss was before his eyes. Then, 3 bar stools down, there was a woman, dressed in fashionable jeans, a white floral silk top, Prada heels, with her perfectly cut red hair and blonde highlights. She was drinking a shot of Crown Royal with a Coke, extra ice, picking at her gel nails, one nearly chipped off. She was feeding the jukebox and playing Nothing Compares to You. It was churning out on a loop. And the 3rd, sitting in a booth, a young man, his head covered by a hoodie, his right hand tattooed with a knife, blood drops coming from the tattooed blade and appearing to drip down his middle finger, a black skull ring on his thumb and a gauge in his ear. He was clinking his beer bottle against the ashtray which held a stack of cigarettes the man had smoked in his time at the bar. Clink, clink, clink. As much as Sheila wished the jukebox would play another song, any other song, she wanted that clinking to stop even more. It seemed like the noise was becoming so loud that it blocked out Sinead O'Connor's voice whining about her lost love. It was 1:30, and Sheila was expecting her boyfriend an hour ago. He usually came in to sit with her while she closed up, and then they'd drive home together. Tonight he was late, and Sheila had gone from being pissed to being worried. She had called and sent a text, but hadn't heard back from James. Sheila looked up from cleaning the last of the glasses and called out, "Last call." The kid in the back replied, "For alcohol," as did someone almost every night. Tie Guy asked for another gin. Hoodie Kid raised his hand, indicating that he wanted one more beer, and Redhead declined but still sat at the bar. Sheila had seen this scene 100 times. Lonely woman comes into the bar, sits by lonely guy, and by last call one or both are drunk enough to stumble out together. The woman scooted down to the stool by Tie Guy and said, "On second thought, honey, can I have one of what he's having?" She smiled, her lips perfectly covered in the newest Tom Ford red. She winked at Sheila, and Tie Guy said, "It's on me." "Yup," Sheila thought, "and here we go." At 1:45, she turned the lights up. Hoodie Kid winced and started clinking his beer bottle against the dead one he'd chugged down after Sheila had placed the cold bud in front of him. The clinking. The jukebox stopped as if on cue. Sheila picked up her phone and placed it back down. She'd gone from worried back to pissed. "Honey, you look upset. You need a ride, sugar?" asked Red Hair. "Nope, I'm good. My boyfriend will be here any minute." From the booth, the kid shouted, "You here all alone? No car or nothing? Seems dangerous, don't you think?" And he looked up from his drink, his eyes blurry as he smiled wide in her direction. "No, he's probably in the lot," she snapped back. She hated this time of night ever since she was robbed a few months back. Tie Guy asked if she wanted a ride, said, "I'm a good guy, seriously. I'll just drop you off. How far are you?" "I'm fine," replied Sheila, as she turned the lights full on. "Let's go. Time to close up." She walked to the door and opened it, and both Tie Guy and Hoodie Kid stood up. "Fine. I got you. No need to be rude," shot Hoodie Kid. Sheila bit her tongue as he brushed by her a little too close. Red Hair stood up as if in line behind the men. "Honey, I can drive you home," Red Hair whispered after the men had walked out into the cold night air. Sheila looked at her phone. She was so mad. She was becoming very tempted to let Red Hair drive her to her apartment that she shared with James. "Crap," started Sheila. "If you wouldn't mind." Then James ran in. I know, baby," he said as he scooped her up in his arms. "I fell asleep. Long day. But hey, I'm here." And Sheila thanked Red Hair, who hurried out the door. Probably after Tie Guy, figured Sheila. The next morning, Sheila came in to open the bar, and when she turned the TV on, she saw two familiar faces on the screen. "Tie Guy." Peter Swan, said the ticker scrolling along the bottom of the screen, had been found brutally murdered in his apartment. Something about a serial killer and a suspect. And there, flashed before Sheila's eyes, Red Hair. Her fingernails broken, but her hair was short and blonde. Was she wearing a wig? Sheila asked out loud to no one. She was in handcuffs. Her white floral shirt looked thick and brown from the drying blood.